Joe here, your reliability man, bridging the gap between best practices and the reality you live every day. Today's topic, who owns reliability? A lot of questions on this, a lot of debate, a lot of trade magazine space taken up on this, and I'd like to address it in this video. Who owns reliability? You know, I'm going to answer that by giving you an example. Let's take a look at your car. You hear a noise from underneath the hood of the car. You have 100,000 miles in this car. It's been great and reliable. You really haven't done anything but rotate the tires and change the oil. It's doing great. But you hear this noise, you take it to the repair shop, and they say, hey, your serpentine belt is going bad, and your hoses, coolant hoses, are looking pretty rough as well, and they give you an estimate of $200. You decide not to do the work at this time. It's not convenient, you got a trip planned, you know, but then your belt breaks. You're stranded on the side of the highway on this vacation you were taking with your family, and your wife and family are screaming at you. As you sit by the curb waiting for some assistance, who do you blame? Who's to blame for that situation? In reliability, there are advisors and there are deciders. The advisors in this auto example are the people at the shop, the people at the repair shop, the technician, the supervisor, the head technician, whoever's there. Those are the advisors. The decider is who owns the car. He owns when the work is done, how much money is going to be spent, how much time they're going to allow for that to happen. The decider is the owner of the car. So let's transition to a plant. Who are the advisors? The crafts people, the maintenance supervision, the reliability engineer, the maintenance engineers, they're the advisors. Who's the decider? It's the operations lead. They're the person allowing for an outage to happen, how long it's going to be, how much often, most often, and where it should be, how much money we're going to be spending. The asset owner, you'll hear me use the term asset owner instead of operations lead, because you want to really stress that they own the asset, just like you own the car. Production is that asset owner. They decide what work is done, when it's done, the duration, whether the work's proactive or reactive. Operations decides that. Just like if you find an anomaly on a bearing and you let it go because we need the production and then it fails, you can't look at the PDM technician or maintenance. You own that. Now, I'm not saying that's a right or decision or wrong decision, but ownership clearly lies with operations. Maintenance and engineering, they're not off scot-free. They got things to do. Being an advisor is tough. You're responsible for, what best practices are, understanding how equipment runs, understanding how it fails, the efficiency of the work, wrench time, all the problem solving is owned by maintenance and engineering, but they are truly advisors. So who owns reliability? One word, operations owns reliability. Imagine in the auto example, you taking your car to the auto mechanic, saying you heard a noise, and you tell them, fix everything you can in the next 24 hours. Who would do that? They may give you a bill for $10,000. You have the right to hear what's wrong and what you want to do it, what the risks are. All those advisor activities are important, but who decides? The car owner, the asset owner, operations. So, why do a lot of people in operations want to defer that responsibility onto maintenance? Well, I think the number one cause that I've seen is fear. They don't understand the equipment. It's not something that they feel comfortable with. But in the end, they still own it. I also think some people enjoy, when things go wrong, not enjoy, but when things go wrong, they always have the opportunity to blame somebody. I could have made production except for maintenance didn't do this. The equipment's not reliable. When it's running, I can run it really well. But you're really fooling yourself. So another follow-up question to this is, who should reliability engineers work for and PDM teams? Who should they work for? You know, there's open debate on whether that's maintenance or whether that's engineering or a separate group reporting to the plant manager. All can work and all can fail. It's really leader dependent. The trap that you must avoid, and this decides who they need to work for at your plant, is who's going to keep those resources, the REs and the PDM group, from getting involved in reactive maintenance, because you need to leverage their time. Remember, you're getting 10, 20, 30x savings when you use these people in a proactive way rather than reactive maintenance. That's how you win the reliability battle, is by having that leverage of doing proactive work. My suggestion is leave them where they're at and track their weekly time that they're doing proactive and reactive work, and manage that jointly in your governance meeting. Where hopefully you have some governance meeting where you have operations, engineering, and maintenance all working together, and that you're one cohesive group. So what to do with this newfound knowledge that asset owners and operations owns reliability? One, the operations lead needs to be in the maintenance planning meeting. If they're not there, they need to be there and they need to be leading it. They don't need to be doing all the talking, but they are definitely in charge. Just like you're at the repair shop counter listening to the mechanic, you're in charge, the operations lead. Operations lead, sorry to say it, but you need to audit some efficiency. You're the owner of the process. Audit the efficiency, hold them accountable. Audit problem solving that's happening. You know, make it part of your standard work on Tuesdays, for example. Go out and audit a PM, go out and audit some reactive work that we're doing, and evaluate that versus the equipment maintenance plan. Should we be doing more condition monitoring? Should we put a reliability engineer on something because it's a systemic problem? Lastly, best practice is to have the operations leads be a CMRP. At my plant, we had 20 people, and over half of them had CMRPs that were in operations. You know, at a minimum, take some reliability training for managers if you're an operations lead. You can't live in fear. You own it. So, hey, a lot of progress can be made with maintenance owning reliability, but there's plenty of waste there. But you're fooling yourself and leaving at least 50% of the opportunity on the table if you don't have operations lead reliability. So your lean-driven reliability task for next week, hey, by their actions, who owns reliability at your plant? Who owns it? Are you fooling yourself by having, hey, you take maintenance and I'll take operations? Or you're fooling yourself if you think that's the best setup. So where are you at? Again, you can do this journey on your own. This is my 28th video out there. Simple things you can do to drive reliability. Please look at those videos and give me comments. If I can help you in any way, send me an email. You got my email in the text there. And if I can help you personally, send me a request. And I guarantee I can I can shave years off your deployment due to my expertise in 32 years in the business. Thank you.